Understanding headshots is one of the most important parts of this business, and it's also one of the things that actors do most wrong. Now, as we said in the introduction, you are the CEO. And it's all about marketing yourself. You're the product, and your headshot is the packaging. It's your brand's box. It's what casting directors and agents see first before they know anything about you. Before they check your resume or your reel, it's the headshot, which triggers them to click add to the audition list. Understanding headshots and how they pop will save you years of not getting into the rooms you're aiming for. When agents submit their actors, casting directors scroll through hundreds of photos quickly, and they send them in large groups. So you definitely want your photo to pop. So what does that mean? I mean, how do you know if your headshot will pop? Who do you hire to take the photos? What do I wear? How do I look? What do I do with my hands? It can be so overwhelming. So here is the headshot breakdown. How do you find a photographer? Well, research will be key. You want to hire a professional. You need to make sure they're reputable, check their website, read the reviews. If you like other actors' headshots, find out who took theirs. Each market is going to be different, and you can see that between these examples here.
Now, this is not law or absolute. This is simply what I found to work. My LA headshot is cinematic, since I book a lot of movies there. My Midwest is cleaner and warmer to reflect that Midwest vibe, and the New York headshot is kind of a mix between the two so it can work with theater.
Now, it's common that a professional headshot photographer will cost anywhere between $200 and $750, depending on the market. Let me be very clear. This is not the area to cheap out on. And these headshots that are expensive will last a while. If you're in your 20s, you may need to get new headshots taken more often because your physical changes may be more noticeable. If you're in your 30s or older, you may be able to wait a few years between getting new ones. Anytime you get a drastic haircut, change your hair color, cut off a beard, or really change your appearance in any noticeable way, you're gonna need to get a new headshot. It's also important to stay aware of the market that you are aiming to work in, because sometimes you're not the one that's changed. You may look the same as you did 10 years ago, but that bright colored background may be overused by next year. The style of photos can change over time, so be aware. So you found your photographer, you've booked your session. Now what? How do you prepare? Well, it's time for more research. Find actors that are booking. Use IMDb. Check out agents' websites. What do they look like? What are they wearing? What's their posture? Facial expressions. Practice all of it. You can be inspired by other actors that fall into your type, skin tone, or body type. Take what you like about them. Everybody gets inspiration from others, and nothing is original anymore. But it's about using that inspiration to find your best creative path forward. Now let me show you what some typical range of shots look like using different positions. You'll notice some of them are completely different, while others have only slight changes in head position or shoulder tilt. Remember, subtle changes. They might seem unimportant, but these subtle changes have a huge impact. And now that you've done your research to prepare, it's time to really narrow it down to decide what you want your look to say. Your headshot should reflect you. One way to get started is to pick 5 adjectives that best describe you. Are you quirky, friendly, trustworthy, kind, adaptable, domineering, lazy? Who are you and what roles can you easily play? The best characters are the ones that come naturally. You may be able to play anything, but the look you choose will influence the roles that you're called in for. I know, based on the headshots that I have to choose from, that I can expect to get called in for an Irish cop, soldier, firefighter, or love interest. My headshots sell the wholesome look. And sure, I could play a bad guy, but I'm aware those likely won't be what I'm called in for. If I do play a bad guy, it's a good guy that turned out to be bad in the end. All because my headshots and my look sold the trustworthy, clean-cut image. So, let's take a look at this headshot.
All right, so this was my default for a couple of years. This one is formal, but I actually do have the casual counterpart here. The looks are both ambiguous, which is really important when you're submitting for diverse sets of characters. I could be sad, stoic, kind, approachable. You get the idea. Now, I know my Leave It to Beaver vibe gives me a lot of period pieces, especially the 50s, so I knew to shave and employ a hairstyle that could roughly suggest that time.
See, if I didn't understand what my image was, my brand, I wouldn't have gotten this headshot, but I did. And it ultimately led to me booking the marvelous Mrs. Maisel because I was able to sell sweet and approachable. What do you do with all that self-reflection? Prepare for the big day. It's really exciting going into your shoot, but there are some things that you need to remember. Headshots are there to show you off. They aren't meant to be glamorized, and they should be natural. They should be you being yourself. Once you know what you want your look to say, you'll need to decide how to get there. Some things to consider are what clothes help you achieve your vision. Headshots are rarely taken below the waist, so it's okay to start with comfortable bottoms. Then decide on your shirt. Sweater, button up, layers are great. Avoid clothing with busy patterns. Also, avoid pastels or skin tones that might wash you out. Only choose these colors if you know for sure that they're gonna work well for you. Choose at least 3 options that you can bring with you on the day of the session. Now, the extras. Jewelry should be simple. You don't want it to be a piece that'll distract from you. If you wear glasses, bring them. If it's an option to bring glasses with popped out lenses, that definitely helps minimize the glare. If you alternate and also wear contacts, make sure you pack everything you need to switch between the two. Keep your hairstyle simple and clean. You don't want so much gel in your hair that it creates a glare on your photos. We strongly consider hiring a hair and makeup artist to help you look and feel your best. They are indispensable and totally worth the money. And if you don't believe me, here are all the weird photos that could have been helped if I had hired a hair and makeup person. Now here's a quick recap with some helpful do's and don'ts. Do your research. Do your research on everything. Hiring a photographer, choosing your look, all of it. The more knowledge you're equipped with, the more comfortable you'll feel. Arrive on time. Respect the session and their business. Book out with your agent for the session if you have representation. Make sure they know that you're going to be unavailable during the hours that you're shooting. Get your reps or photographer's advice. You might not always agree with them, but they know what sells and they have your best interest in mind. Bring plenty of options with you. Jewelry, glasses, contacts, a razor if you want some photos with a beard and some without, all of it. Make sure that you can change however you need to. There's a link at the bottom for tons of beauty and grooming products that we recommend. Speak up during your session. Remember that this is a collaboration. I have wasted so many sessions because I just didn't take the time to get ready, or I didn't speak up about a backdrop or wardrobe choice that wasn't in line with our vision. Remember that they're working for you and with you. Bring cash or check with you to pay for hair and makeup. Also remember how your photographer wants to be paid and be prepared for that. And now for some important don'ts. Don't try a new face cream or hair products the week of the session. Only use products you know won't cause a reaction for you. Don't come into the session with wet or greasy hair. If you hire a hairstylist, this will really bum them out if you do. Don't cut your hair the night before the shoot. You need at least a week to adjust to a new haircut and know how best to style it. Don't pick your own headshot. You are a brand, and your best friend or parents don't look at you like that. They can't be objective. Ask your reps for their advice on the headshot that'll work best for you. And the absolutely most important don't of all, don't stress out. As long as you follow the steps to being prepared, do the research, trust yourself, trust the team that you're working with, and remember to have fun with it, it's gonna be great. Well, that's it, our official breakdown of how to get started with headshots. Now remember, headshots are how you present yourself to the industry. They are your brand's packaging. And I hope this has helped you feel more confident in having the tools to make sure you have the best packaging for you.
We'll go more into depth in the course, breakdowns, budgets, contract templates, and a whole lot more. Thanks for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to our channel for more acting tips by real working actors.